Although The Last of Us has been around for a while, we're still scant on details when it comes to Sony's post-apocalyptic beat-em-up. Thankfully though, we've got ourselves some brand spanking new gameplay, and this week's rumour mill has us going mushroom picking with Naughty Dog's next big thing.
Can't miss it.
Knock it off.
Let's quickly recap on what we know so far. You play as Joel, a grizzled black marketeer tasked with guiding young heroine Ellie across a scarred wasteland of violent scavengers and infected humans. The latest character we've seen is Tess, Joel's ruthless black market partner and possible awkward love interest. Yeah, if the internet still existed, their relationship status could be called, it's complicated. So here's what's new. Early in the game, you'll travel to a place called the Outskirts in Boston, a quarantine zone that's currently under martial law. Quarantine zones form the narrative bedrock in The Last of Us, with Joel and Tess tasked with escorting Ellie across the country to a militia group called the Fireflies. At the moment, we're not sure if it's purely to escape the harsh militaristic regime she exists under, or if it's something a bit deeper. It's here that we get a true taste of the mouldering, frantic survival horror that characterises The Last of Us. And when we use that term, there's as much emphasis on survival as there is on horror. Weapons and medicine are heavily regulated in the quarantine zones, and out in the wild you'll have to scavenge to survive. For example, scissors and tape can be combined to make shivs, but don't expect Dead Rising style head-lopping Heath Robinsons. You have a limited number of things you can craft, and compared to more action-heavy stuff we've previously seen, the emphasis is on staying alive, not on slaughter. You'll need to keep on top of it too. Ammo is understandably scarce and weapons break. Things like lead pipes can be chucked, but this still takes skill and precision, not to mention the fact that you're chucking away your only defense. Think of it like Hotline Miami, but with fewer chicken masks and more fungus. We still know very little about the shroom-headed infected, but here's what we've got so far. The infection changes people in stages, so freshly infected humans are like traditional zombies, albeit a bit of the runny 28 days later variety. Later you'll encounter clickers, which use echolocation to locate their prey. Get grabbed by one of these and it's game over. Don't expect heroic recoveries a la Nathan Drake here. Thankfully, Joel has a few tricks of his own, including a listen mode that pinpoints exactly where enemies that are making noise actually are. The only sensible way to fight the infected is one-on-one, ideally using stealth to get the drop on them. So, one thing that looks certain is that all this will actually add up to a deeply unsettling experience. The dark bits are actually dark in a Silent Hill kind of way, and the emphasis on sound suggests that it's a lights off, headphones on kind of game. If Dead Space and Resident Evil might have swapped scares for shooting, The Last of Us is bringing survival horror back in a big way. So, when do we actually get our hands on this pants-soiling abomination? Well, this bit actually is certain, with a worldwide release date set for the 7th of May. If what we've seen so far is anything to go by, we're looking forward to spending the summer hiding under the covers and avoiding mushrooms. Thanks for joining us, and please remember to rate, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next week for another Rumour Mill.